Hi, this is Shaheedah Hill with Getting Real About Real Estate. Thank you again for joining me, and thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, just hit the subscribe button. I have new videos about real estate every Wednesday. And if you're following me on Facebook, please like and share my page if you find this information valuable. So again, thank you for joining me. Tonight, we're talking about all the paperwork you need when you're applying for a mortgage. And some of my buyers are really surprised, and even some of my sellers who are getting ready to sell and buy again, they've gone through the process, but it's been several years. They're surprised at the amount of paperwork they need this time because things did change in the mortgage industry. So they are requiring more paperwork than normal. So I want to go over some of the things you can start gathering up and organizing so you'll be ready when it's time to apply and you won't be, looking around for all of your papers. So I want to begin by talking about tax returns. We're kind of in tax season right now. You're probably getting ready to file at some point. It's late February, but you have till April 15th. So as you gather your paperwork for your taxes, you want to make sure you have your last 2 tax returns. So not like your refund check or the signature page. The mortgage company is going to want the entire tax return, all pages, including signature pages, amendments, anything that's like with the tax return, they want all of it. If you get your taxes done professionally, usually at the end, they'll either send it to you electronically or something you can save as a PDF. So what I would recommend you doing, if you haven't already, if you have them electronically, make a folder that says Mortgage Application 2019 or whenever you're planning on buying a house. And then you'll start saving your tax documents in that folder. So even if you have now you have folders on your computer, then you may have a tax and the year folder, so tax 2016, tax 2017, at least I do. And if you don't, then start doing that. So start doing tax 2016. You need it for the last 2 years. So if you're applying in early 2019, you just need, right now, say you didn't file yet, you'll need 2016 and 2017. But if you have already filed your taxes, you'll need the last 2. So they will want 2018 and 2017. So go ahead and start gathering those up or send some emails to your tax preparer and say, I need the last 2 copies of my tax returns if you cannot find it, because you will have to send that. So that's very important that you gather up, and then just going forward, just to keep it in an orderly fashion, then go ahead and make files on your computer for each one of your tax years. You will also need copies of your most recent pay stubs. So again, they probably want 2 to 3 months of those. Most people are paid direct deposit, but you'll be surprised once you do that initial paperwork. I find my clients don't know how to access the PDF version of their check stub. So if you don't know how to do that from your employer, now's a good time. It is somewhere electronically, even if you're not aware of it. Email your HR department or your personnel department and say, I'm about to buy a home. I need access to my direct deposit or my pay stubs, because what they'll be able to see, number one, that it's official, that's an actual check and you're actually employed at this company. And they'll also be able to see what your gross pay is, how often you get paid. So if they're asking for the last 2 months and you get paid bi-weekly, they'll want at least, the last 4 checks that you have. If you're paid monthly, then they're going to want the last 2 checks that you received. And then as you go on in your months, they're going to want updated. So say that you apply now and it's February and you're not going to close on your home until April. In early April or late March, they're going to ask you for your latest check stubs. You always have to update your documents, because what if you quit your job in the middle and the mortgage company is unaware of that? If you're paid by commission or if you're self-employed, they may want even more documentation. So you have to be mindful of that. They may want more tax returns. They may want more 1099s or or any kind of commission payments that you receive, because a lot of times you're not paid, you have irregular income. So they want to see how consistent your self-employment income is. And the way they can do that is by pulling more and more years of income. So you definitely need your tax returns. You need your check stubs. They also will want to see some W-2 statements usually, so you want to save those. Again, if you, with your tax preparer, you can find those, or perhaps your employer can help you find those for the last 2 years. They're going to access your credit, so you need your social security number and your social security card. Often they ask for a copy of your driver's license. So say that you don't drive for some reason. I've had a lot of things go on, and you haven't updated your license. You may want to just get a state issued ID and have that on hand, but so they will need some kind of legal identification for you when you're applying for the loan. And that's a lot about mortgage fraud and stopping that from happening. So they want to make sure the person that is applying for the loan is really you. I'm trying to think. Also, they want all of your bank statements. So for every account that you have money in, they'll want 2 months of bank statements. So your savings account statements, your checking account statements, any retirement income you may have access to, anywhere you have assets, and assets are anything you own, including cash or accounts. They want statements of those things. And usually, depending on where you bank, they will have just the PDF that you can download from the website. So that's pretty easy. And so as you're gathering those things up, you would put it in that mortgage application 2019. So you would put all of those things together. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's important. So all your assets, I said that, check stubs, 2 years of employment history. So they want to make sure that you've been working. If you have so say maybe you had some time when you weren't employed, they will ask you for a letter of explanation as to why you left that job or why you had any gaps in employment history. And you'll see that a lot depending on if they see any inconsistencies as they're going over your loan application. They will ask for a letter for you to explain to the underwriter. And the underwriter is a person that really goes through all of your paperwork and makes sure that you are qualified for the loan. They will ask you for a letter of explanation. All that is, it sounds kind of complicated, but it's just a written explanation of what happened. Like, why didn't you work for 3 months? Oh, I took off. So say, for example, you didn't have any check stubs and you were out for maternity leave, but you worked at this job for the last 5 years. You may want to say, well, I was on maternity leave for, 3 or 4 months, and I returned back to work on this date. And maybe your income either dipped, or maybe you didn't have any income if your employer didn't allow paid maternity leave. I think that's it. I'm going through my any kind of you rent, they ask you for copies of rent checks or what you've been paying. If you already have a mortgage, they're going to ask you for your last mortgage statement. So they make sure that is on time and you're paying that on time. If you're divorced, they may ask you for the divorce decree or any, sometimes these are extra things they may ask for depending on what's happening. If you're getting any other income, so child support income, alimony, they want all of that. If you're retired, so I am a 55 and older real estate advisor, so I work with a lot of people that are above 55 and they're retired, and they need copies of their social security income, their pensions, and sometimes that is difficult because where it used to be paperwork, but now everything's online. They're getting their income direct deposit, but getting that pension statement or that social security statement, if they haven't kept the paperwork or they don't go online, they don't have access to it. So I help them through finding out where to access that information. So everything is here. Also, other than keeping electronic file, if you have paper files of anything, just buy one of these little accordion organizers. Okay, I can open it. Sorry. And you can make, and it even has little file. You can put my business card here and whatever. You can put my business card, the mortgage officer's business card, and you can just organize your things. If you're more inclined for papers, and you have the paperwork, then you can put it there. A lot of times I have my clients, if you choose me as your realtor, I will give you one of these if you have paperwork and if you ever need help scanning things, because most loan officers, they want things for the most part electronically. So if you need to scan anything, I will scan it for you and send it over. Also, I deal with a lot of local agents. So again, sometimes I'm 55 and older, they want to sit down with somebody and they want to go over, because they're just used to more interaction, not everything online. So most of my loan officers that I recommend to people are local. You can go to their office with all of your papers and just give it to them. And what they're going to do is they're going to scan it and then talk to you about your loan then. So those are some of the things you need to start gathering up if you plan on being a homeowner in 2019 or anytime in the near future. So just so you know what they're going to be asking for ahead of time, so then you're not aggravated or surprised at all by the amount of paperwork that they are requesting. It's pretty standard. It is more information than was required in the past, because they're trying to avoid another mortgage crisis like they had in 2007, 2008. So just be mindful that they want the paperwork. Once you have it organized, it's really no big deal. Thank you so much. This is Getting Real About Real Estate. Subscribe to my page for more helpful videos on the real estate industry, home buying and home selling tips. And see you next Tuesday or next Wednesday if you're on YouTube for more Getting Real About Real Estate. This is Shaheedah Hill of Maximum One Realty Atlanta. Excellence in buyer, seller, and community service. Thank you.